Well, today is day 5 of 365 days of coming on here, and this challenge is either gonna kill me or it's going to propel me forward in the biggest growth I've ever experienced so far. So I'm just coming on here to talk to myself and just kind of evaluate where we are at and what we're functioning from. And it's not a good place because, like, oh my God, it's like back and forth, back and forth. I'm excited, I'm like doom and gloom. I'm excited, I'm doom and gloom. And I'm so freaking sick of myself because I'm just sitting here trying to figure out in my head, well, what's going to be next and what's going to be next and what's going to be next and how's this all going to play out? And the thing is that you don't know, Kara. Like, oh my God, you guys, even in my knowledge that whatever it is you want in the world, see the bigger picture, focus on the bigger picture, and the universe will deliver the steps. We don't know. And I know that. And yet I am choosing to eat a lot of shit over these last few days. And I was better for a bit, and then you're all excited, and then you get trapped. And so it's like, okay, well, what is this? Where am I so freaking stuck right now? And I realize I am just stuck in my own prison of thoughts of trying to figure it out. And so the law of attraction at its finest. So I'm feeling this way, and then I listened to one of Stephen Larson's videos. He's part of the OFA challenge that Krista and I are in. And he talks about just that, like basically the one thing that's gonna kill you in this like 30-day challenge that we're in. He said the one thing that's gonna kill you is thinking that you should know the steps, what's gonna happen in life. And we do that, like it can be with any new change that you're making in your life. It's so important to focus on the bigger picture. And so just the story he was telling, it triggered a memory in my mind that I'm gonna remember as we go through this. And it's that, like, and like in the law of attraction, there's that, in the documentary on Netflix, they say, like, there's a car driving through the night and it knows it needs to get from point A to point B. So it knows it needs to get to point B, but the headlights can only shine so far ahead. So you just see the next little bit and the next little bit and the next little bit. And it reminded me so much of when Krista and I and my ex-boyfriend actually were traveling through Cambodia. And oh my God, first of all, let me just say that Krista is the biggest warrior. She flew on that trip all the way from Saskatoon and went through I think Hong Kong, and then made her way to Vietnam, met up with us in Vietnam. We stayed up all night in Saigon. We stayed up all night. We didn't even go to bed. And the next morning we had breakfast on the street. It was like the neatest experience ever. And we got on this bus and took a 10-hour bus ride from Vietnam into Siem Reap in Cambodia. One of they say these high crime rate, one of the most dangerous cities around. And so Krista flew all the way from Saskatoon to Vietnam. We partied all night. We got on a bus and drove 10 straight hours to Cambodia. It was the sketchiest bus ride there. There wasn't even a bathroom on the bus. And in fact, when we did pull over, it was this dirt floor with 4 walls around it. We're like, oh my God, okay, well, this is different. So anyways, and then we got to Phnom Penh, I remember, and then she finally crashed, and I was just like, wow, like you are a serious trooper. So anyways, when we were there, we obviously had to go see Siem Reap, Angkor Wat, which is in Siem Reap. And here's actually like my little 3-day pass. I had taken these pictures with me. I knew that to get into Angkor Wat, we needed these pictures. So I had taken extra, and I forgot to tell Krista, long story short, we both have this exact same pass to getting in. So I am getting to a point here, and my point is, when we went to Angkor Wat, we decided, and like Google Angkor Wat after, it'll make this story a lot more magical. And anyways, we decided to take the tour where you get there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's dark outside. So we woke up probably like, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, and it was dark out, and we had this tuk-tuk driver who picked us up. He was like our guy that was taking us around, and he picked us up, and the 3 of us like scurried off into the night, you know, and we got to Angkor Wat, and you couldn't see anything. We had no idea what to expect. This was long before I ever, you know, the internet was so big, so I hadn't even researched what it was or, you know, what it looked like. I knew nothing. And so we get there, and there's like all sorts of people waiting for the sunrise to come up, and we were standing against this wall, I remember, and it was just like, yeah, I remember just being like this is neat. Like, I have no idea what to expect. And then the sun slowly started filtering in, and the sun came up, and I'll never forget the beauty that laid before my eyes of Angkor Wat. It was just like, wow, like, how is it possible that this was built so long ago? Like, it was just like sheer like awe, basically. And so, and I tell you that story because it just reminds me that, like, if you decide that you want to make a big change in your life, like for me with so many things, it's like when I quit smoking and when I quit drinking, and now being on this journey of Krista and I not knowing where the hell we're going with our new business. Like, I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea. All I know is that I know Krista and I both want to like travel the world and reach out to people and inspire people to know that it's okay to be you, and like to love every part of who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And once you rip that Band-Aid off, you don't know what it's gonna look like. Like, you have no idea. And the minute you go into trying to figure it out is the minute you hit a wall. And that is where I've been. And it's a practice. And remember, none of this journey is about being a jerk to yourself. It's about a practice. So it's like baby steps, nurture yourself. Baby steps, nurture yourself. Baby steps, like day by day by day. And I've been trying to go into the future and figure this shit out, and it's doing me no good. So I'm telling myself this story to remind myself of that beautiful view of Angkor Wat on that morning in 2007, of just sheer awe and like beauty, and like we didn't know what we were gonna do that day. And then you just start going, and you choose again, and you choose again, and there is no right or wrong. And the minute you can realize that there's no right or wrong is the minute that you can quit judging the living shit out of your situation. And so I'm just telling myself this because, Kara, You can't screw this up. There is no right or wrong. There is only choice, and every choice that you make is going to create awareness. And then you can choose again, and then you can choose again, and then you can choose again, and then you can keep going. So focus on the bigger picture of what you want your life to be. What would it take to be willing to live the energy I'd like my life to be so that it can show up for me in totality? I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what the next 5 steps are. Just focus on the now and be present. Okay? So that's it for today. Today, Krista and I are actually going to go live and do a little surprise healing because we feel like there is a lot of crap going on right now with all that's going on in the world, and it can be so easy to get sucked into that, and it can be so easy to go back to old ways. And the way forward is to take care of yourself and to keep going and to focus on the bigger picture. So stay tuned. We will be around later on today. And Kara, keep going. Keep going. Bye-bye.